What is up, guys? Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Christopher Stolle Show Personal Observations Podcast. Now, what this is separate from Breaking the Fourth Wall Entertainment, even though it does state that it is part of Breaking the Fourth Wall. It is only because I own Breaking the Fourth Wall. But this is going to be more of a opinion piece podcast intended specifically for people who want to know my point of views on certain topics, or if I want to rant and rave, or if I want to talk about things that are a little bit more personal and a little less part of the breaking the fourth wall viewpoint, if you will. And with the inaugural episode, I've been under a lot of stress. For people that want to know, Breaking the Fourth Wall has been inconsistent on shows. I'm actually right now, as we speak, I'm having a episode of Legends of the Forgotten Gods rendering together, which is actually awesome because I'm finally putting some work in to Legends of the Forgotten Gods, which has fallen wayside for a while because of scheduling conflicts and things going on, plus all the shit that I've been dealing with. So, I know things have been really, really hard to deal with at the moment, and I'm gonna stress on something that happened a couple days ago, on January 20th, which was my son's 12th birthday, my youngest son. Happy birthday, Brandon! I love you. Um, I had waited all day to be able to talk to my son to wish him a happy birthday. Unfortunately, his mother, my ex-wife, had moved my family to Florida, so I don't get to see him. I don't get to take him out for his birthday and everything else. But the least I could do is at least acknowledge his birthday and let him know that I'm thinking about him and I love him and I hope he has a great 12th birthday. So finally, at around like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, I was finally able to get a hold of him to do exactly that. And again, this will give you some idea of what I'm talking about with the things that I've dealt with and been dealing with, and why for myself things have been kind of inconsistent when it comes to podcasting. As I'm sitting there talking to my 12-year-old son, I hear my ex-wife in the background putting me down. I'm not going to use the words that she used, but while I'm talking to my son, she's putting me down, bad mouthing me, talking about finances and child support, things my 12-year-old son do not need to hear, and especially during a phone conversation with his father, trying to celebrate his birthday, trying to, am I wrong in that mindset that the kids don't need to know about crap we're battling with back and forth? I try, and I'm guilty of it too. I can't fault her 100%. I'm guilty of it too. Out of frustration, I may have said things, not realizing that my kids are in the room, and it's like, no, no, don't listen to me. But excuse me, especially when I'm in the presence of my ex or on the phone with my kids, and my ex can be in earshot or whatever else, or my kids could be in earshot or something like that when I'm talking to her. I don't disrespect her because of the fact that I don't want my kids to disrespect her. I can be as pissed off at her all I want because of the fact that she cheated on me, because of the fact that she, moved my kids to Florida, that she's a gold digging bitch, whatever I want to say, I could say to myself, I could say to my wife, my current wife, I could say to my best friends, but I will never do it in front of the kids because I don't want the kids to hate their mother. It's not fair for them to hate their mother any more than it's fair for them to hate me, and I especially don't want to be the cause of them hating their mother. You know what I mean? My opinions, my views should not reflect their feelings towards their mother. To me, that's a respectful thing. And in turn, I want the same respect. When it comes to their mother, I want her to show me the same decorum, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I want them to show, I want her to show me the same level of neutrality that I give her to the kids. So that way, they understand, because the way I try to raise them is saying just because mommy and daddy are not together anymore and don't love each other anymore doesn't mean that neither of us love you. Now, I've got my points of view that I think she uses them for a paycheck, and then, the thing she's, and then I don't need to go into detail about it, but I've seen enough of it that I do feel that she is not a fit mother. I'm just being honest. This isn't bitterness. This is, if I was a conscientious objectifier, like somebody outside of the situation, I would still see her as somebody who uses the children to her advantage as opposed to somebody who actually raises their children and wants to be a loving parent. Um, so from those standpoints, from that point of view, from that conversation, I don't believe she's a good mother. But because of the fact that she is the mother of my children, and I don't want my children to hate their mother any more than I want them to hate me, I will never share those views to them. Especially at 12 and now 12 and 13 years old, I will not share those views towards them. And I especially don't talk to them about behind the scenes shit. I don't talk to them about why mommy and daddy hate each other. I don't talk to them about why daddy thinks mommy's an unfit mother and a gold digger. I don't talk to them about any of that because I don't want to color their relationship with my point of view. You know what I mean? But she has no fucking problem whatsoever about trying to throw me under the bus, paint me out to be a bad parent. She'll make comments about, like, for sake of argument, like, the next time I'll see my kids, and if it doesn't come from my pocket, or if I turn around and say, look, I can't afford to fly you out here this weekend because I haven't gotten paid yet. She turns around and tells them, see, he doesn't care about you. Literally says those things to him, to my children, to my son and my daughter. Literally has said those things to them. So I guess the rant, besides to get it off my chest, I want to know your guys' points of view. I want to hear your opinions about, like, when is enough enough? Is this something that I should take to the courts? Because they don't seem to give a shit. I've tried talking to the courts about this before, and all I ever hear is, can we raise your child support? They don't fucking care about my rights or how I'm portrayed to my children by my ex. So when is enough enough? How much farther does she have to stoop before the courts finally start paying attention? Number one is one of my questions. Number two is when is the time where I should finally let the straw break the camel's back and no longer remain respectful to the relationship between my children and their mother, because it's starting to get to the point where it's feeling like I'm coming off as a soft, weak bitch who is going to lose my children because I'm not defending, the truth of the situation. So I'm curious from your guys' point of view, especially single mothers. I want to hear from the dads who are going through the shit that I'm going through, but I want to hear from the moms too. Do you do this to your ex? Especially an ex who's attentive and wants to be in your children's life, regardless of your relationship together. Do you do this? Do you try to poison your kids? And why do you do so? Why do you think that's a healthy and smart thing to do? Because this seems to me, honestly, yeah, it sucks that I don't have the relationship I once had with my kids. I don't have the relationship that I want to have with my kids. But what I'm more concerned about is not me, it's them. It can't be healthy for them to have these negative and terrible points of view being fed into their brain, which is why I didn't want to do it to begin with. But what is the breaking point where I got to turn around and be like, look, son, look, daughter, what your mom's saying is absolutely fucking false, and it's about time you know the truth. When is the right time? When is it too much, or have I already passed that point? I would love to know what you guys think. This is going to be a short first episode. I really wanted to introduce you guys to the show. I wanted to get that off my chest, and I absolutely need you guys to leave a comment. I want to know what you think. I want to know your advice. I want to know and have a conversation with you guys on the best course of action from this point forward that I should take, because I am at my wit's end. I am at a point where I feel like I've had my family completely stolen away from me, and with me trying to be respectful and neutral in the battle with my ex when it concerns my kids, I feel like I've allowed her to poison them and completely eliminate me from the equation. So yes, I want to know your guys' point of view. I want to know what you guys think, best course of action that I could take. And if you've had the experiences yourself, I want to know it. I want to have a conversation with you guys. So please, hit me up down below, and I will see you on the next Christopher Stolle Show, Personal Observations. Have a good one.